Songs and movies portray this as the most wonderful time of the year, but it can also be one of the worst if you're going through a divorce. Karen Stewart, President and CEO of Fairway Divorce Solutions, is here. And Karen, the number of divorces around the Christmas holiday, do they go up or do they go down?
They go down. There's a major drop in December about people taking initiative in moving forward divorce. It doesn't mean they're not thinking about it, but they usually put it off to the new year to take action.
They're just kind of putting it on hold.
Yeah.
Now, for those who are going through divorce, it can be a very emotional time, can't it?
It is. Christmas, probably, the most of all holidays in the year, is one where we get family together, we have traditions, and typically we have our emotions heightened anyways because we're excited. And if you have a difficult divorce going on at the same time, then it can cause some stress.
So, the scenario, you are separated, you're living in separate houses. How do you begin to come up with a strategy to co-parent during the break when the kids are off school, during, like, on Christmas Day? How do you do that?
Well, I think I'm a really big advocate of planning. You know, they say, you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I think that is one real gift you can give yourself and your family and your children around Christmas, is to take the time, and it's not too late, to sit down with your spouse, your ex-spouse, and even if you have to have a third party there, and figure out what the plan is going to be like over Christmas, and make it very specific, not just general. What time are we going to exchange the children? Where are we going to spend Christmas Eve? Because, someone showing up a half an hour or an hour late over Christmas holidays can really cause unnecessary stress. Most importantly for the children.
But how do you, so it has to be a cooperative effort then. I mean, how do you determine who gets them on Christmas Day, who gets them on Christmas Eve?
Well,
how is that possible?
It needs to be done. And, it's only 4 days till Christmas now, so it's a little tough. But it's not too late. You can sit down. And then for next year, and the next year, and the next year, you want to have a plan. At Fairway, we do a plan for the next 10 years. These are how we're going to do Christmases. So as you're coming into it, Christmas Day is not going to be with me this year, so I might take off. I don't want to sit and stare at the walls or at an empty Christmas tree, without children. So you can make plans well in advance of how you're going to handle your Christmas for the times you're with your children and the times you're with not the children. So if you go through this Christmas without a great plan, then by March or April next year, sit down and create a plan. So then you can just rotate it every year afterwards, and it will be less stressful for sure.
And that's probably a good point going into the new year, isn't it? I mean, to sit down and come up with a plan.
It is, and I think, and also having the attention around moving it through pragmatically,
yes,
and with integrity and dignity, and as peaceful as you can in a difficult time.
Yes. Now, how do you keep the Christmas traditions alive? I mean, for this Christmas, how do you keep your traditions alive that you've held for many years as a family?
Well, I think it's very, it's actually simple. The traditions don't have to die because we have a new kind of family. Just because we have two different kinds of families now, you can share in a lot of the same traditions, or not necessarily at the same time. You can carry them on. It's just a bit different, and it's really important to frame this for your children in an age-appropriate way so that they're excited about what this could look like, and they don't feel the anxiety of the loss. They actually feel positive anticipation of new kinds of traditions.
I do know some kids who are thinking like double the gifts in number,
Exactly.
and then they're excited about that.
And thumbs up to that, because maybe that's one of the positive side effects.
Yeah. Karen Stewart from Fairway Divorce Solutions, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ian?